Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Lost in Minecraft. Today we fire up our nether portal and step through. So first of all we are going to see what we need to travel into the nether, how we fire up the nether portal itself. So we'll just grab a few little items. Always like to have a bit of obsidian, just to make sure we can build ourselves a portal out if need be. Gold armour, just one piece, makes the locals a little bit friendlier. Make sure we put that on before we go through. That's quite a good one. It's got a charm on it already. It's a projectile protection. Skeletons can be abundant in the nether, so protecting from the arrows is a good idea. Right, so here we go. Here is our nether portal. A 2x3 space of obsidian. All you need to do is use a little bit of fire. So in this instance we shall use flint and steel. And there we go. The portal is now active. As you can see, there's the little pink flakes floating into it like Endermen. To break a portal, you just break one of the blocks around it and that'll stop it. As you can see, water will not stop it. I think there are ways that water can, but we shall investigate that for the future. You can pass things through a portal there. As you can see, I've just chucked water through to the other side. And it's gone straight through the portal. Now we can make sure we've got plenty of items, food. Cobblestone is going to become very important. Some gear. And now we are poised ready to step through. The gate is closed behind us. The portal does work both ways. So here we up. Try again. Go. Goes all wobbly. Again, builds a new set of terrain, and out we pop on the other side. As you can see, the coordinates are different. Now we're just going to have a quick look around. We seem to be in a little depression in the ground. Cave over this way. Looks fairly empty. Now, in the distance you see the big white floating thing. That is a ghast, a particularly nasty enemy to encounter early on. If they see you, they will shoot fireballs at you. Those fireballs can take out obsidian in one shot, which will destroy your portal, leaving you stranded here, which is why we have bonus obsidian. The blasts will not, however, destroy cobblestone, which is why I made sure we had plenty, so we can build up around our portal and protect it. Now at the moment I'm just playing a little bit of hide and seek with that ghast, trying to make sure he doesn't spot us. Like in the overworld, there are several different types of biomes in the nether. This one is the nether wastes, probably the most common biome there is. You see it's got this red stone called netherrack. Breaks very easily with a pickaxe. Then you have other ones like sandsole valleys. They have a special type of sand on it. Standing on it makes you go slower. You get a lot of skeletons in that sort of area. Oh, do go away, ghast. Leave us be. Let's see if we can start putting some blocks down. He's not sneaking up on us. There's basalt deltas, which are sort of volcanic-y looking areas. Ash floating through the air. Big grey pillars of rock everywhere. No, hide. That's it. So build across a bit more. And then in the Nether there are actually two types of forests. A crimson forest, which, as you can imagine, is red, and a warped forest, which is a sort of greeny blue sort of colour. Hopefully we will spot some of those soon. Now, a ghast blast can be deflected back with a sword if you find the right end. He spotted me and he's blasted me. Right, hasn't damaged the portal, which is good, but I'm currently on fire and there's a big hole of fire down there. Right, as you can see above us, the Nether has a ceiling to it, not a sky. There's only so high up we can go before we reach bedrock, which would kind of suggest that the Nether exists beneath the overworld, as you can dig down to the bedrock but not past it. And then we've got a crimson forest down there. Yeah, I'm just going to have a little explore around to see if it gives that ghast time to wander on his merry way. You've got some glowstone up here, which is very cool stuff, very interesting. Make some fascinating lights and things with it. The ore you saw on the roof there is nether quartz, very useful. We shall mine ourselves up some of that. And we have some gold there as well. It'll only give you nuggets. 9 nuggets will make 1 bar. But a useful little resource. And here we have one of the locals. This is a zombified piglin. As long as you leave him alone, he will leave you alone. There are unzombified piglins in the Nether as well. They are a little bit more aggressive. This is why we have to wear a gold piece of armour. If you are not, then they will attack you on sight. They have crossbows, which are pretty nasty, but they can actually be traded with. Yeah, that gas seems to have gone, so it's really zipped through. Building a nice big block around this portal gives us a nice little safe area to come in and out. There are several other types of piglin. Piglin brutes. You will find those in some of the structures you can find in the Nether, and they are highly aggressive, regardless of what you are wearing, I believe. Luckily they are quite rare. And then there is a beast in the area called a hoglin. It's like a big boar. They are very aggressive, but can be tamed using mushrooms. Other little enemies you may come across are magma cubes, which are a bit like the slimes, but fiery. Wither skeletons, again they're usually found in some of the structures you find in the Nether. They're sort of much taller, dark skeletons, very nasty. But if you put a block at about too high, they can't get past you. They can't get past it, so you can deal with them at your leisure. There are also blazes, just sort of floaty, yellow, burny looking things. They drop blaze powder, which is very important for potion crafting. You can set up blaze farms in the Nether, which we will do when we encounter a blaze spawner. And then there's some neutral, non-aggressive sort of mobs. Strider, which is a strange two-legged looking thing. You can tame them, you can put a harness on them and use them to traverse over the big lava lakes that you will find in the Nether. You'll also encounter Endermen. They like the forests in particular. I'm just going to set up a little crafting station. Make ourselves a nice door. And then our safe spot will be safe. As you can see, the Nether is actually naturally well lit, so we never have to be too concerned with putting down torches. I don't think it actually really makes much of a difference. You can stop bad guys from spawning in by putting down buttons and transparent blocks, slabs and the like. So there are ways to stop them from popping in. So we can start mining ourselves up some of the nether quartz. One of the primary hazards in the nether is lava. It can appear pretty much anywhere, at any level, at any time. There are great big lakes of it, there are rivers of it. When mining like this, you can encounter it at any moment. So always be aware. If you're mining a tunnel and come across lava coming from the side or from the ceiling, back up quickly and put down, dig a hole. That's what's underneath our portal there. Dig a hole and it'll stop the lava's flow. It'll just flow into that hole and stop. I'll leave that gold there because we did have some zombified piglins and piglins are out, so don't want to risk upsetting the locals. So now, there he is, we have a base, we are safe and secure, we can now explore a little bit further. Heal up from that gaster blast. There we go, we'll have a look in that cave, do a few experiments. There's a few other ways where the Nether is different to the overworld. Number one is there is no day-night cycle. But just because there is no day-night cycle, remember you should never, ever try to go to sleep in the Nether. Beds, for whatever reason, explode massively, as you can see here. Use fire, a great big hole, sets you on fire, deals quite a lot of damage. There are various mining techniques that can be used with beds. Actually a little bit interesting, a little bit different. But we are, set ourselves on fire again. We are not in a position gear-wise to go mining like this. So, once everything's on fire though and there's lava everywhere, you may think, well, run around putting out fires. Surely there's an easier way to doing this. Can we use a bucket of water? Just spread it out, watch it go. So we get a bucket of water, got a little hole to pop it in. And we've tipped it out onto the fire and nothing has happened. Try again. Just on the ground. Still nothing. Water will not settle in the Nether. It will instantly evaporate. So you can't set up infinite water sources, you can't set up food farms, you can't make various sort of elevators and transport systems. Nothing involving water will work. Going around putting out these fires, just make it safer for getting around. can see, coming back over here, have a little look. Got a bit of a lava waterfall coming down there. A lava fall, I guess. Just look out over the area. That's what I mean by big lava lakes. Yes, if anything were to hit me with a knockback attack there, I would fall all the way down into the lava and be cooked. So we shall stay away from the edge. So there's some piglins over on the other side. They're fine where they are. Bit of a drop down there. And looking at the... Oh, there's our ghast friend. Let us move up out of his way. As you can see, we're quite high up at the moment. We're on level 85. Let's see if there's a way down into the Crimson Forest. Looks like there may be a warped forest next to it. That's what those blue bits were. It seems a bit of a drop down there. Now, if you notice, the ground-based coordinates in the Nether are slightly different numbers to what we had in the overworld. This is because movement works. Oh, there's a hoglin down there. There's a little baby one. We shall definitely leave them all well alone. But yes, movement operates slightly different in the Nether. For every block you move in the Nether, you actually move the equivalent of 8 in the overworld. This means if you carefully set up a series of portals, you can actually travel across the overworld fairly quickly. Takes a bit of organising and calculation to work out where best to go. Oh, there we have a regular piglin done up in some gold armour and a warped forest. And warped forests, you do need to be careful of Endermen in particular. And like in the overworld, if one of them catches you looking, he will become aggressive. But yes, we will look out, there's one. Look at some point at developing a Nether transit system, if you will, just so we can get to our various bases nice and quick. On another realm I've got going, I have a rather extensive rail network that runs through the Nether, connecting me to lots of different areas in my overworld, so we shall work on something similar. This little glow shroom grows in the trees, and you can just harvest the wood like you would normally. This one gives a nice blue colour to it. There's quite a lot of very nice looking blocks in the Nether. Really add a bit of extra colour and style to your builds in the overworld. Yeah, there's that Crimson Forest down there again. Let's grab ourselves some of the mushrooms. As you can see, like in the ceiling there's plenty of the quartz and the gold and things just all lying around. Nice abundant minerals that you can pick up. There you go, we can go down into the Crimson Forest slightly there. As if you try to mine these, it will drop glow dust. Yeah, this gives you a nice purpley red wood. And equal, like with trees in the overworld, you can use the alternate function button on the axe to strip the bark off. There you go. It's a nice little stash of items for us to be starting off with. Just need to make sure we don't get lost on our wander around. This Crimson Forest really does stretch quite far. I think we may be looking out over the area we've already seen from the other side. We were over there, I believe. It's a good way of building little waypoints and things to find your way around the Nether is to use things like cobblestone. It's not naturally spawning in the Nether, so it really stands out. And as we said before, is immune to ghast blasts. I mentioned there were several different types of structure that you can find in the Nether. These are bastions, Nether fortresses. Each one comes with its own sort of challenge. I believe it's the bastion can come in several different forms as well. They have some cool items you can track down and find in them, including, hello my friend, say, not fussed. Just don't look him in the eye. It's including patterns you can use to make netherite armour, which is the toughest armour in the game. It's a step above diamond. At the moment we don't even have diamond, so it's nothing we have to worry about. You need diamond armour to make netherite armour. So we shall save that for later. There's the ghast again. See our golden armour is working nicely. Pigling's not bothered. There's 2 ghasts down there. That is a lot more concerning. So look down this way. Looks like some more warped forest. And that over there is the basalt delta. So to get close to it, we'd get ash floating down through the sky. But yeah, as you can also see, there's just lava everywhere. So we need to be very careful. There's our portal cube. See what I mean by it really stands out in the Nether. Never any issue about where you're going, where you need to be. But I think for now we shall head back to the safety of our base. Very successful little trip into the Nether. We've had a good look around. We've established a small foothold, but a foothold nonetheless. We managed to get some Nether-only resources, which we shall pop into this chest next to the portal here. It means it's nice and easy. We know where it is. At some point, get an iron golem, a copper golem, to have a tidy up and to sort out for us. It's not too drastic at the moment, so remember to switch the helmet back round. Put that in there, because if you're ever without a golden piece of armour, things can go very bad very quickly. So let's just head back to base. Alright, thank you for joining me for this little adventure and a little wander around the Nether. We will be back. There is plenty more to explore, plenty more to see. But as the caption there says, we are definitely going to need better gear. So, the next episode we'll see a lot of base development. There is some big ideas I have for the base, and that will set us in good stead for properly getting around the Nether. So, until next time, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you next time.